get a 9 from me, for sure.
Shit. I'm the one calling the shots. I don't get stuck in the box. Feel like I've been through a lot.
Welcome back to the Dojo of Game. We have a video today about dose of reality. So, what exactly are they talking about? Are they talking just about looks? Are they talking about other things? I'm not really sure. But I'm willing to bet that this video is going to be pretty funny considering the level of delusion a lot of people have. And I'm not this mean in real life, but these videos are funny, so I like to react to them. Let's check it out.
Today you're going to rate people on a scale of 1 to 10. How attractive do you think they are? Do you have a type that you're attracted to? Physically.
Physically, okay. Butts, smile.
Butts and smiles.
Yeah.
Alright.
Let's rate some people. 5.
What am I lacking?
Your face is a little weird. Oh, whoa. 5. Just not my cup of tea.
Not even for one night?
I mean, how? That hair. We'd have to put it back for sure. I mean, you're tall, but you're bald. 6. Like one night stand material.
Oh, okay.
5.
What?
Ask her how you could get up to a 7.
A 7? How can I be a 10?
You can't.
10. Is this a trans man? Because, bro, you should be more realistic as a man. 10? No. First of all, you're not 6 feet tall, so you can't qualify as a 10. You'd have to first be 6 feet tall and then go off of that. Plus, are you a multimillionaire? There's definitely a scale within, right, where you comparing yourself to think that you would be considered a 10. Yeah, I see some hip there. Looks like a trans man. That's why he's reacting that way, because he's a woman.
Isn't it so terrible how men objectify women physically? All men ever think about is how big a girl's boobs are or how nice her ass is. It's really unfair because women are bombarded with female sexual imagery in media just to please men. Not only that, but because of all the unrealistic expectations, like being thin, that are hoisted onto women, they are becoming more and more depressed. We live in such a horrible society that is so awful to women. Really? I think there's someone out there who might have something different to say about that. 2 months ago, I found this channel called Cut.
It's not that big of a deal.
Much of their content is based on harsh truths in relationships.
Just make yourself fit.
This video, How Attractive Am I?, where people rate random strangers on a scale from 1 to 10, has 17 million views on it. It points out just how completely wrong feminism is about human nature, particularly with females. It turns out that women are quite adept at objectifying men and other women. On top of that, they are able to rate perfect strangers in just a few seconds after meeting them. I really appreciate the brutal honesty. Just like Jubilee, Cut is another left-leaning channel on YouTube that has programs dedicated to actual truth.
Left-leaning. They're going to copyright strike me for doing a reaction video. Listen, you're making YouTube videos. Your videos are open to reaction videos. I'm not going to fight the copyright strike because I'm not even monetized anyways, but if I was, I would. Like Jubilee, such a pain in the ass. I'm not reacting anymore to Jubilee videos. They catch me with the copyright and then shadow ban the video. Like any video that I've done with Jubilee gets 0 views or like 2 views or something like that.
Finally, it just goes to show you that even feminism's own party can prove them wrong. Now, contrary to popular belief, people want the truth. For example, you can take a look at how popular the honesty is from these Jubilee and Cut videos. They have millions of views. You can look at how popular Steven Crowder's Change My Mind segment is. Crowder's channel blew up when he started that segment, and it became a meme. You can look at the fact that when mainstream media lies, they can only get away with that lie because they are pretending to tell the truth. And the more people expose mainstream media for lying, the less people will want to watch. People do not like being lied to. Even when the news is bad, people want the truth. Dr. Michael Osterholm was on the Joe Rogan podcast back in March, and he told a story of a meningitis outbreak among high school students in a small town. He told everyone in a town meeting that 1 in 7 people die when they get meningitis. When someone did end up dying, they were happy that he was honest, even though the information was disturbing, because the information allowed them to take the necessary actions to prevent the disease and save more lives. As the internet grows and mainstream news dies, it's becoming more and more apparent that people want the truth. I'm sure
This
the
is what I've been saying all along on this channel about telling the truth, being more loving than lying, right? This narrative that giving into people's delusions is being loving because you're accepting what they... Thanks. You're accepting what they want is a complete fallacy. It's nonsense. You're just bringing them into a deeper loop of delusion that's going to bring them deeper and deeper into their delusion. It's better to just tell them the truth they don't want to hear, and they'll learn to deal with that truth. That is being loving. Sometimes love is disciplinary. It's not always soft. There are different aspects to truly loving, being loving. It's not just giving people what they want. That's not loving. Like a mother who gives her son McDonald's and Ho-Ho's whenever he wants, and they say that son's spoiled. It's actually the complete opposite. That son is neglected. The mom is bringing her son into an early grave, making him obese. She's also causing her son to have a hard time with women in the future, because I have to mention over and over again, but it's a statistic, or it's a piece of data that's not readily available. Being obese as a teenager doesn't allow your penis to grow to full size because of the hormone imbalances. So you're forcing your son to have a smaller penis. That's not nice. Hold on. I'm going to fix the lighting.
liars hate that. As for this video, I'm not going to go over everyone who was in it. Let's just stick to the people who are interesting, and if you want to see everyone, you can just watch the original video. The premise is simple enough. They meet a random person, they rate that person. After everyone is rated, they line everyone up from least attractive to most attractive, and last, they put themselves where they think they fit into that line. First, we have Madison, whose best friend describes her as a bitch.
How will you describe me to someone who's never met me?
Big personality. You're kind of a bitch.
Then there's Anastasia, the big titty goth chick.
You have such a nice ass. Nice. Can I?
Go for it. Like, you can, like, yeah.
We have a Chad, who I'm just going to call Chad because I couldn't find his name.
No, I feel. What the hell? It's a 10.
I feel like you haven't even looked at him.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm sweating. No, I mean, he's an attractive man.
Do you model?
I used to.
Yeah.
It's like me as a man. I like it. I'm so excited. You're a 10, sir.
Nice.
You are a 10.
Next is Bajaro.
You see that?
Oh, whoa.
Well, I don't know if she's a lesbian.
And
but she's more
last,
masculine
we
when
have
he was
Carter.
I'm Carter.
feeling him.
Carter, what's happening? Nice to meet you too.
Before I go any further, let's hear a word from this video.
She's scared. She's scared. Women are scared to tell other women the truth. She knows that she will get her feelings hurt. It's not as scary to a man because I know people either don't care about hurting men's feelings or they just assume that they can take it. But yeah, when it comes to telling a woman the truth, she's scared.
Sponsor, Sandman.
Zuck the cuck drinks water like a duck, but he also drinks your data. So tell him and Google to shove your data up their schwing-schwangs by downloading the Brave browser.
Advertisement. Nah.
Rated both Anastasia, the voluptuous goth, and Chad at the top. But getting back to what Madison said earlier to our black woman Jenny when she asked how she could be a 10, Madison replied, "You can't." Despite Madison's big personality, at least she is being honest. The reality is that once you have your number, you can't change it. All you can do is change your hair and get into shape. On the other hand, there are plenty of ways you can make your number worse. There are plenty of ways women make their number worse.
I disagree. I think you can definitely change your number. If you're, for example, if we're going to go with men, if you're an ugly dude, you can improve your number just by getting into shape. If you have a very nice physique and you're ugly, a lot of women will look past your ugly face and say, wow, look at that physique, and they'll still be attracted to you. If you have a good job, you have your life together, you're well groomed, there's a lot of things you could do to improve your number. I don't agree that you can't improve your number. If you're a woman and you're obese, who knows? Like, your face even changes when you're obese versus when you're in shape. Who knows if underneath that you might be a 10. You might, well, honestly, I don't think a 10 even exists. You might be an 8 or something. You didn't even know. You might have great genetics, but you're hiding them with your obesity. So you definitely can change your number. I don't agree with that.
Worse. For example, plastic surgery. Botox doesn't look good. Fake boobs do not look good. Sure, women who get fake boobs like Anastasia, our goth chick, look great when they are in clothes. But as soon as those clothes come off, they look gross. Plus, after about 5 years, they sag and look even worse.
Are they real?
No.
But there is a perfect...
I agree 100%. I do not like fake body parts. BBLs, fake boobs, fake lips, fake noses. I don't like it.
Good reason for why somebody would want to up their number. I know that a lot of us don't like to think of it this way, but your number affects absolutely everything you do. From your options with women to your ability to get a job and even your ability to make friends. The more attractive you are, the easier those things are to get.
One thing people don't really talk about as much is there's like the white privilege, and then there's, you know, male privilege. But I think above all that supersedes it is this: if you're good looking, things are way easier for you, and it's true.
How attractive you are matters.
You know what, I gotta comment on this. It actually is true, and it's completely unfair because there's nothing you can do about it with the genetics you're born with. So it is something that's completely unfair, and it sucks, but it's true. I've gone back in my single days. I've gone to the club with some friends who were not as genetically gifted, if we're going to say it in a polite way. And I can go up, I can approach a group of women, go ahead and dance with the women, not really have much problem most of the time. I still get rejected sometimes, everybody does. But I would see my friends basically try to use the same techniques as me, and the women would just run away from them or even laugh, which is, I mean, it sucks because there's nothing you can do about it unless, like I said, you could take those other things into mind that I said about improving your number, but there is a genetic aspect to it that isn't fair. There's been jobs that I've gotten that I wasn't necessarily a good interview. I was nervous. Didn't know what to say, but I just got the job based off of my appearance. People are like, whoa, they feel comfortable with me. I don't know. There's something about the way I look that makes people feel comfortable, makes people feel at ease. I have no idea what it is, but basically everybody's at ease with me. Children aren't scared of me. I mean, something genetic, something beyond my control, but yeah, that's something that sucks about life. It's kind of unfair. I couldn't imagine how it would be to be in a different body, considering that certain things like attracting women has always been pretty easy for me. I would imagine it would be very frustrating.
And whether you are high or low on that scale, you need to be able to deal with reality on reality's terms. That is the definition of a mentally healthy person. Someone who accepts reality for what it is. An insane person rejects reality and then tries to believe that reality is something it's not.
Ooh, it's cold in
Let's
here,
get
so my
back to
voice is
Bajaro
breaking
for
up.
a second. Bajaro is someone who probably thought his number was higher.
And what'd you do today?
I got rated on my attractiveness.
And how'd you do?
All around, it seemed like I got on the lower end of the meter.
He scored on the lower end on everyone's lineup, and that's fine. You might not end up winning the genetic lottery, but that doesn't mean you can't succeed. Successful people accept their limitations and take inventory of their good traits. So maybe you aren't attractive enough to be on...
You kind of got to try to be unbiased with yourself. It's really hard, but I can go ahead and say that I believe my number has decreased a bit with age. my freaking hairs. I got a Vegeta hairline. Got some bags, you know, my cheeks are not there anymore. 34, so comes to straight appearance, I would say it decreased a little bit, but also women kind of like men in their 30s, and men kind of like younger women, so it is a trade-off. But it doesn't matter, I'm married anyways.
Camera, but it turns out you have a phenomenal voice. Fine, do radio. It worked for Tom Likas. He was the most successful radio host in one of the most competitive markets, and he is a self-proclaimed 0 out of 10. Chances are there's probably at least one...
Bro, this is true. Look at Mark Anthony. Mark Anthony is kind of an ugly dude. He's short, he's skinny. But women love Mark Anthony because his voice is amazing.
thing that you are really good at, even if it's not physical attractiveness. In Bajaro's case, now that he knows the truth, he can use the slap in the face that was this video to make some changes.
And this guy's not really an ugly guy. He just has crazy hair. You could do something with his hair. Yeah, he's not really an ugly guy. Do something with his hair. Change his style a little bit. Something that fits him a little bit better. I say he'd do perfectly fine with ladies. I don't think he's an ugly guy.
Really, if he changed his hairstyle, he would improve his number by several points.
Oh, exactly.
Plus,
That's what I said.
he's not resentful of the honesty.
I mean, I've heard a lot of different opinions today about beauty, and I thought that none of them were necessarily wrong. They were just all different.
It's okay for us to judge other people.
I mean, yeah, we do it every day.
Also, the way he talks with his teeth together affects the perception that people have about how attractive he is, because people kind of perceive it based on your confidence. There's actually an illusion you can make if you're physically unattractive, but you're very confident. You can trick people's minds into thinking that you're very attractive. It actually works. I've actually know people who are not that physically attractive, but they're very confident and they have a very relatively easy time with women and attracting women. There is an illusion that you can make based on your confidence, and this guy that they're saying that isn't very attractive, he's actually not ugly at all. He's having low confidence with the way he talks. He may not be low confident, it may just be a way that he talks, but it gives that impression. The hairstyle, obviously, the clothes, the posture, you change that up, no issues whatsoever. I don't think this guy's unattractive.
Last, but certainly not least, we have Carter.
Oh god, I don't like myself today. It's so fucked up to say, but like I guess physically, like you're not as fit as I would prefer personally.
Look at how much effort the Hispanic chick put into not calling Carter fat.
She's Hispanic. I thought she was like Nepali for some reason. One, I don't know. Wouldn't look her way.
At what this world has come to, we have 4 people rating everyone in the room on features they cannot change. How tall they are, baldness, the shape of their face. No problem saying things about that. Yet the second we get to something that can be changed, we have to walk on eggshells. What was even more off-putting is how high her ratings were.
I would say, like, evened out at around a 6.
A 6? That is...
One. Out of shape. No style. Super pale. Darkness under their eyes. Doesn't sleep well. No self-care. 1.
Way too high.
5.
A 5? Are you kidding? Look, that is the most generous rating that Madison gave anybody, and Carter is pissed about it.
You get a 9 from me, for sure. Yeah, you look good. Like I said, I like voluptuous women, and that's what you got going on.
I've been out here getting low-ass ratings. Where have you been?
Shit, right here waiting on you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Somebody's trying to get laid. Although he might not be lying. If you're black, comment down below. It seems like black people have a thing for fat girls. Not all black people. I have a friend who doesn't like fat girls, but I had a friend who definitely had a thing for fat girls. You know what it is? It's some kind of cultural fetish maybe, but genetically, evolutionarily, generally men are not attracted to fat women. It must be some kind of a cultural fetish, or maybe just biting the low-hanging fruit, and just lying to bite the low-hanging fruit could be the thing. If you want to comment down below and let me know what it is, I'd be interested to hear.
Like Carter, yeah, Carter fine.
A 9?
Definitely
Jim
not.
is insane. She's not voluptuous, she's obese.
I mean, somebody's gotta do it,
Anastasia
right?
is voluptuous. But even still, Carter got a 5 and a 6 from Madison and the Hispanic chick, and she calls those low-ass ratings. Carter is a 2. She should be kissing their feet for giving her such a high number.
Oh, wow, at least you gave her a 2.
I did worse than I thought I was going
She looks
to.
like a marshmallow.
This is the problem with ignoring the truth and ignoring social pressures. You make up all these awful theories in your head that don't lead to happiness. You need to put your ideas out there in the court of public opinion to help you figure out which ideas are good and which ideas are bad. Otherwise, you end up spouting nonsense like this.
I think people have a really hard time with fat people. They just don't know what to do with them. Society just shits on them all the time. Everyone hates fat people.
No one knows what to do with fat people? What does that even mean? The way she says this is completely socially awkward. She sounds like someone who is pretending to know a lot about a subject that she is actually clueless on. There's not much conviction in her voice, and it sounds like she doesn't actually believe what she said.
When I was younger, I never thought that there was ever a chance I could ever be attractive. I didn't think anyone would ever like me, and that...
Just lose weight. It's so easy to lose weight. I didn't understand this idea that they pretend that being fat is a body type. It's not a body type. It's just neglecting your body or having some kind of an eating addiction, just like any other addiction, like being an alcoholic or smoking cigarettes. It's an addiction that you have to get under control. Yes, being fat is unattractive. Personally for me, it's actually gross. Like, I have no interest in ever seeing fat women with their clothes off. It's pretty gross. I've never hooked up with a fat woman in my life. I would much prefer an ugly woman over a fat woman any day of the week. It seems unhygienic, and it's kind of selfish because you're taking up a lot of space. There is something you can do to control it. Also, it doesn't mean that I'm going to judge you for it, right? I'll be friends with you, have just as much respect for you that I have for any other friend. But as far as attraction goes, definitely not.
The first thing that they saw when they saw me was that I was a fat person, and that's all they would ever see, you know? But it took a long time, a long time for me to change that thinking in myself. And now I try as hard as I can to do everything the opposite of what society wants me to do, because that makes me feel really powerful.
There we go. A perfect self-defeating prophecy. I'll never be attractive,
Yeah,
so
see, it
why
goes-
bother trying? With that,
It goes beyond just the fact that it's unattractive. It goes into that it shows something about the person's psychology. It shows a lack of discipline.
attitude, of course Carter is going to stay fat because she's not putting any effort into learning how to lose weight. Carter is not fat because of her genetics, her thyroid or polycystic ovarian disease, for which I am 90% sure she blames it on. It's none of that. She is obese because she is not accepting reality for what reality is. She is instead trying to create her own fantasy and live in that. Carter...
Well, my wife had PCOS, and she is in perfect shape. Yeah. If you eat right and you exercise, you will be in shape. If you're fat, you say, I eat right, but I'm still fat. You're not eating right. It's that simple. Just accept. Don't make excuses.
Don't be surprised when that ends up making you miserable. But it's worse than that. She says she feels powerful and going against social norms that might make her happy. You know what also feels really good and makes you feel powerful? When you're mad, it feels excellent to take a baseball bat to the TV or punch your fist through some drywall. But guess what? When you calm down, you now have a broken TV and a hole in the wall. Does that really improve your life? Always doing what feels good? All Carter has to do to make herself more attractive is lose weight and take out that nose ring. It's really that simple.
It's not going to improve
And
your life.
guys, these social traditions are there because they are generally what makes people happy. If you are going to go against tradition, then you better have a good reason. Carter's story isn't all bad though. Let's end it with some silver lining.
But do you recommend hearing unfiltered opinions about your appearance?
Yeah, I really think so. Because, I mean, I expected a lot of the comments to be really good today. And it really gave me a new perspective to hear some of the negative things that people had to say about me. And I think that everyone should have that experience because then it helps them grow as a person.
Look, just like the people who were told about the possibility of death from meningitis, Carter was thankful for the knowledge. People want the truth. You need the truth from other people, and you need criticism. Contrary to what feminists say, the judgment of others can be very useful. As smart as you may think you aren't smarter than the collective effort of the thousands of people that you will meet during your lifetime. If you start subjecting yourself to social pressure and you start allowing constructive criticism into your life, then you will be able to accomplish things that you never thought were possible. And we live in the best possible time for this because never before were you allowed to be honest. Information was always controlled by one group of people. Now it's not. I know a lot of things seem bad.
Oh, I don't know about that. I would say in your general circle, people were definitely way more honest prior to 2014. I am an animator, right? I'm in school for animation right now, but I've always been in the arts, and I remember when I would do critiques, if your painting or your drawing looked off, people would literally laugh at you. Like, people would clown you. And now, when we do critiques, there'll be some of the people in the class, they're not as skilled, and people will go around saying that the drawing looks bad. They'll be like, oh, I like what you did there with the line work. I like what you did there with the light source or the contraster. They'll try to find something instead of saying that the drawing is bad. They would literally just clown you. Like, it's changed so much. I think there is more truth in a direct way prior to 2014, and I think society has become super soft, which is something I like about being Latino, right? Speaking Spanish, Latinos just tell you how it is. Sort of a thing that you'll find out. Well, I guess you only find out if you're able to speak Spanish. You have to be able to understand what's going on. Is that Latinos in the United States tend to have two different personalities. They tend to have their Spanish-speaking personality and their English-speaking personality that they've developed to be able to not be overly offensive in the United States, but in Spanish, you literally just say whatever you want, and people don't really care. You call your friend fat, and your friend will just rip on you back. They'll laugh, you know. They won't really be offended by it. Most of the time, it's more of like direct, unfiltered culture, although that's starting to change. Disney's starting to spread everywhere, and you're starting to see this leftism starting to awaken everywhere, unfortunately. I hope Disney goes bankrupt. I hope that this movement dies, which it may, because pretty much every pattern that humans have just repeats itself. Everything goes in cycles. You can see that just with fashion. Something will be out of style, something will be in style, and it'll be the same thing that was out of style before. Everything goes in cycles, so the other cycle should be coming soon, hopefully.
Right now, But the only reason for that is because everyone is pointing out all the world's problems at the same time. The mainstream media lies. Do you think that the mainstream...
I'm done with the video. 'Cause it's freezing in here. I'm in the attic. I got this. I'm actually in my... See the bed right there? This is actually my cat's room in the attic. That's why there's like bed on the floor. But I got this space heater up here. You see it on the camera? But I have to turn it off because it messes up the sound quality. It's freezing up here. Here, let's take a look outside so you guys can see. I am in Pennsylvania. I know, I think it's like 0 degrees outside. Check it out. Probably have to shovel soon. I haven't even checked the driveway. But yeah, it's freezing. I'm done. Peace.